Guys, I just finished up week 30 of my weight loss and health journey, and I have to tell you that it was one of the easiest, most simplistic, most relaxing weeks on this journey that I have had in such a long time, and I am so excited to share it all with you. But first, where are my manners? Hi, my name's Shayna. I'm a mom of four on a weight loss journey using a GLP-1 medication, specifically Mounjaro, which is a Tirzepatide, and I started this journey back in July of 2025 with the goal of losing 70 pounds. So we are gonna get into today why I thought this week was so easy, so relaxing, and just one of the best weeks I've had in a very long time. But first, as always, we are gonna start off with my shot day, and then we'll be right back here so I can tell you everything. I'll see you back here in just a second. Hey guys, happy Monday. Today is shot number 30. Can you believe it's been 30 weeks? This is shot 30. I can't believe it. Time goes by so fast when you're having fun, right? Or when you're losing weight. I remember this used to be like exciting and scary because you didn't know what site you wanted to pick, if you were going to do your arm, your belly, your thigh, and which one was going to help you lose the most weight and which one wasn't going to hurt as much. And now that I'm 30 weeks in, and I'm sure that some of you guys that are a couple of months or years into can attest to this, I don't think about any of that anymore. I just say, okay, let me not forget to do my shot and let's just keep it going. Like, I don't even think about that at all anymore. So it's very, very strange to be 30 weeks out from when I started. And the differences and just how I feel about now giving myself this shot compared to before. So if any of you guys are still really early in your journeys and you're still kind of like, which one's better, the back of my arm, my thigh, one day you're gonna get to a point where you're like, can I just put it in my head? Like, it doesn't even matter. At least for me, it doesn't matter. I haven't found like a sweet spot for suppression. The only reason I don't do my arms is because the one time I did, it hurt like crazy. And I just said, no, I'm good. Leave it alone. Stick with the stomach, stick with the thigh, and that is it. So let me lower you guys down so we can do my 12, 13, 14th shot of the 7.5. 14th. Wow. All right, let me lower you guys down. Belly, belly, all the belly. We're gonna go on top of the belly today. Turn that. This right here, I already put the alcohol on it. I'm gonna do right here. Belly button's down here, do right up here. On top, I can almost put it like on top because I'm still chunky. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And done. 1, 2, 3, and done. See? Nothing. I don't even care anymore. All right, let's go back up. You see that? It's nothing. I don't even care anymore. Like, it's the top of my belly. As long as I'm not doing the same injection site every single week, it doesn't even matter. So that's it. I am about to go get on that treadmill because I think I told you guys last week I've had a very busy day, and I know the whole week is going to be like that. And if I look, my watch, I wore it today, my Apple Watch, I didn't walk at all. Right now I have 5,345 steps all day long, and it is 7:30 p.m. So I'm going to go walk on that walking pad for at least a half an hour, 45 minutes. I hope to get to possibly 10,000 steps before I go to bed today. And that's just going to have to be my baseline for this week. I'm not excited about it. I'm not happy about it. I wish I could have a higher baseline like I usually do. But I'm sitting on my butt all day, and it is what it is, and at least I'm going to get in some steps before I jump in the bed, and I'm not going to bed on 7,000 steps done for the whole day. So we will see what happens this week. If I'm able to kind of lose any weight, if I'm able to keep my food in check, because you guys know I've had a hard time eating. I guess we'll find all of that out and how this shot affected everything about what's happening inside of my body on Sunday, which for you guys is going to be right now. All right, guys, so let's jump right into it. And we're gonna start off with side effects and symptoms, which I have had none of. And I am just so grateful that all of the side effects from this medication that I had earlier on have subsided, and I'm not really feeling anything at all. The only thing that I do still kind of suffer with this, it's just kind of me and my body. One, I'm always tired the day after shot day. I'm just a little bit more tired. And two, I still do get, regardless of kind of, it's intermittent. It's not every single time. It's not every single week, but I still do get that little mosquito bite kind of bump wherever I inject that week. That usually shows up on like the third day that I inject, and it's usually gone by the fifth. So it's going to keep happening. Those are really the only side effects that I am experiencing. Nothing dramatic, no GI issues. So I call it a win in regards to side effects. I'm going to jump right into challenges for the week because there weren't any. Like I said, my week ran really, really smooth, and I had nothing that I would consider to be a challenge happened for me during this week, which I am very, very grateful for. So now let's jump into my food noise and my suppression. I would rate my food noise and suppression out of 10. I would give myself an 8. I was able to eat, but I was also not ravenously hungry. And that is a win for me because the last couple of weeks, I have kind of struggled getting in enough calories. And I don't think that that happened to me this week. I felt like I had very balanced meals and I was still able to eat the majority of my food. So I'm just gonna review this again because we do have some new people here. My food noise is not quantity, like how much I'm eating during the day and me always wanting snacks and thinking about food. My food noise is volume based. So what this medication is doing for me, it's not stopping me from wanting a snack or craving a snack or anything like that. It's allowing me to eat less of whatever it is that's on my plate, which is why I'm taking in a little bit less calories and able to lose the weight. So when I talk about food noise, for me specifically, I talk more about volume of food and not necessarily quantity of times that I'm eating throughout the day. So we're getting into the wins now, and this is where I really felt like my week was just really easy in such a simple way, in such a simple form. And that's because I told you guys last week I was going to be really, really busy at work. We had a whole week-long training that was all day long, and it was a long drive for me and all the things. So I really, really planned out my week, and I planned out my food for the entire week. And that in itself, just planning it, took so much off my plate because I knew I wasn't going to be near home or at home during my regular times where I'm usually home. So I can tell you for breakfast this week, I had yogurt and fruit, and I would have that either in the morning before I left for work or on my car ride to where I was going or once I got there, depending on my hunger and like how hungry I was. I always have coffee in the morning, so sometimes I just grab a coffee, bring it in the car, and when I get to where I'm going, that's when I'm able to sit down and have my small breakfast, but that is what I had. So because I knew exactly what it was that I wanted to eat this week, I was really able to plan my lunches because I knew I was going to want to bring lunch. Even though my job provides lunch, I don't always know what they're going to have. I don't always know if it's going to be a healthy choice. So I wanted to make sure that I had healthy choices available on hand just for me. So what did I have for lunch? Most days I had salad. I made my Caesar salad where I used the Parmesan crisp instead of the croutons to kind of lower the carbohydrates in the salad. And I used the regular Caesar dressing, about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of dressing mixed in with the Parmesan cheese and just the romaine lettuce. That was really, really good. What I was able to do is when my job offered protein options, like they had grilled chicken or grilled steak and things like that, I took the protein and I added it into the salad, which just made it chef's kiss. Other days when I had what I call my breakfast salad, Shayna, what is a breakfast salad? That is when I take spinach and I use the spinach as my base. I have a hard-boiled egg. I have some shredded cheddar cheese, and I have 2 to 3 slices of bacon on top of my salad. Yes, I call it a breakfast salad because really you can have that for breakfast and it would be the same thing. You would just have 2 eggs and then you'd put the spinach in the eggs and have your bacon and your cheese on the side or something. Have your bacon on the side and your cheese in your eggs. So that's why I call it a breakfast salad. I love those. I have them often. And I had a half of an avocado with that salad, which made me full for the rest of the workday. I did throw in a couple of things just for snacks, in case I was hungry. Some days I ate my snack. A lot of days I didn't because I wasn't hungry. But what did I throw in there? My hummus and my pretzels, the Sbarro ones that I always get, and just a cheese stick. That was it. That's what I had. Nothing big, nothing fancy. And I had that Monday through Thursday. On Friday for lunch, I didn't make anything. And I said, I'm just going to eat whatever they provide because we had a different kind of meeting. And I was able to make really, really healthy choices with that too. I did have salad. They had mixed peppers and they had meatballs. They also had like pasta and spaghetti and things like that. I did not get any of the spaghetti. I did take a meatball and I had salad and meatballs and a little bit of the mixed vegetables that they had too. So I felt like I made a really, really good choice on Friday, and I was just really proud of myself for really sticking to what I wanted to have in regards to calories and my macros for lunch every single day this week. Now for dinner, some days dinner did get a little bit more challenging. Most of the times I'll put it somewhere here on screen. I had salmon, couscous, and broccoli, or salmon, couscous, and spinach. There was one night though where I was gonna eat leftovers of the salmon, couscous, and the broccoli, and I came home to eat it and somebody in my house had already eaten it. So that didn't make me feel proud. I was not really happy about that because I was excited to have that meal. So I did have to pivot, and I was okay pivoting. I was able to eat the couscous, the broccoli, and I made myself some of the spicy bear chicken strips that I tell you guys often are really, really good. I really, really enjoy them, and they are just kind of a quick, easy protein that I can make in the oven in about 20 minutes. And because I felt like I was eating so well during the week, I didn't feel guilty for eating those chicken strips, and I didn't kind of feel like it threw me off of the path that I was on. So just being really, really consistent in my food choices that I was having outside of the house made my life and my food, just thoughts around food, really easy. I also did track this week, another win, but I didn't have to track so hard. And the reason I didn't have to track so hard is because I was eating almost the same thing every single day. So I didn't have to go into the app and add and subtract and add and subtract because it was really just there, and I just had to copy it over and copy it over and copy it over. And it just made life really, really simple. So if you are someone who doesn't mind eating the same things 2 or 3 days or mixing 2 or 3 different meals throughout the week, I would suggest, if you know you're gonna have a busy week or you know you've kind of been off base when it comes to your macros and your calories, try doing something really, really simple for the week and see how that works out for you. So my second win for this week was my exercise. My goal last week for exercise was just to get on the walking pad for at least a half an hour, 5 days a week. I did not hit 5, but I did hit 4. And I did a little bit more than 30 minutes. Some days I did an hour, some days I did 45 minutes, and on days that I was really busy, I did hit the 30 minutes. But I knew I was going to be really busy. So putting in that just kind of quick walk time to make sure I was getting my steps in at the end of the day, because I didn't get a lot of steps in at the beginning of the day, was a win for me. I didn't put it off. I didn't not do it. I made it part of my evening routine when I came home. And I am just really happy that I did do that. No, I didn't do calisthenics. No, I didn't do anything that was really hard. I just wanted to make sure that I was getting my steps in because I was sitting on my butt for probably 6 hours throughout the day at minimum, because I have the car ride there, the car ride back, and I'm sitting in a training for like 5 hours. So I wasn't really walking. And the fact that I was able to get 10 to 12,000 steps in every single day, even though I was sitting on my bottom, I call that a win. So I am really, really happy with how my week went. And it just, when I think back on it, it was just really simple. So my goals for next week is really just to try to duplicate that. I'm not tired of the salmon yet. I'm not tired of the chicken. Maybe I'll add in some steak just for a little extra protein and some differentiation, but I want to stay on that same kind of eating pattern because it kept me full, it kept me satisfied, it tasted good, and it was easy for me and my brain just to kind of do over and over again. I want to do this until I get sick of it. I'm not going to do it if I'm tired of it. If I don't want it, I'm just going to do something else. But for right now, I am very comfortable in that eating pattern, and I want to do it again next week. My exercise goals for next week is to still get on that walking pad for at least 30 minutes every single day. But because I know I'm going to have a little bit more time, I want to pick up some more weights. So I do have a new kind of workout schedule that I built out for myself that I will put, let's see, probably right here. This is the new workout plan that I have for myself. If you guys want to pause the video and take a quick screenshot of it, you can definitely copy it if it's something that you want to do. But I didn't put weights in here and the weights that I use because I want it to reflect how I feel that day. If I want to use 5-pound weights, that's okay. If I want to use 8-pound weights or 10-pound weights, I just want to go with how I feel and not make it mandatory for the weights that I'm going to use for these exercises, because I just want it to be more about me and what I'm feeling that day and what I feel like I can do. So I am kind of really excited to add these workouts into my week this week on top of my walking. I may not hit every single day, but I am going to hit as many days as I possibly can. And I am really happy about that. All right, guys. So what most of you are here for, what most of you are waiting for, what everybody always wants to know in every video. Shayna, did you lose any weight? What are you doing? Did you lose weight? Yeah. So for those of you that are new here, I started off this journey in July of 2025 at 205.6 pounds. Last week, I weighed in at 166 pounds. This week, yay, I weighed in at 164 pounds. I lost 2 pounds this week. Yes, that's 4, but 2 pounds I lost this week. And I am really happy, not only because I lost 2 pounds and I felt like it was a really soft, easy, simplistic week for me, but because that 2 pounds loss brought me to 41 pounds in total in 6.5 months of being on this journey with this medication. And I am really over the moon that it is 40 pounds down. I know we get excited when we hit those round numbers, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. I am really, really happy about this 41 pounds down. And like I always say, I cannot wait and see where this takes me moving forward. So if you are just starting out your journey, like I know some of you are, if you are in the middle of your journey, kind of like me, or you are sitting in maintenance world right now and just trying to maintain all of that weight that you lost, just keep going. Keep going. Try to find the easiest solution for you to get through your week. Every week is not going to be easy, but every week does not have to be dramatic, and every week does not have to be hard on this journey. Figure out what works best for you, figure out what works best for your family, and just keep building on that. So you guys, obviously, you know I want to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments one of two things. One, where are you in your journey and how have you been doing this week? And two, what are some things that you do every single week just to make this journey a little bit easier, a little bit softer, and you knowing that you can get through it every single day? I want to know from you. I want to learn from you as some of you guys are learning from me. Let's share the information. Let's share the wealth so we can all glow and grow together. All right. As always, you guys, thank you for being here with me, and stay comfortably classy and confidently you all the time. Have a great week. Bye.